Okay. I want to test my mic. Okay, so yesterday I did a stream that I had to end. I ended up deleting my stream because in the last 20 minutes of my stream, my audio went off. So I am going to give my definition of people who are consumed by the far left and consumed by the far right. Okay, so people who are consumed by the far left are people who don't agree with part of capitalism, part of free market, and so forth. They just want socialism, left-wing policy, and they don't want any policy that they disagree with implemented. And then people who are consumed by the far left are people who want to take out their political opponent, or they want to take out um, an activist. Um, for example, the reason why Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk is because he was consumed by the extreme wing of the Democratic Party, the far left. Now, the far right is the same definition of the far left. People who agree with who don't agree with any left-wing policy, it's people who do not agree with any left-wing policy. The far right also, they don't want business being involved. They don't want business being involved in they don't want the government being involved in business. They want free market capitalism. They don't agree with any part of socialism. Now, I am more afraid of the far right than I am more afraid of the far left than I am of the far right because of Charlie Kirk public assassination and how the left celebrated it. Now, an example of an individual who was not consumed by the far left, who used to be a reasonable lefty and who is not consumed by the far left, who was not consumed by the far left was Kyle Kulinski. When Kyle Kulinski had brown hair, that version of him was not consumed by the far left. Hello, what's the latest? That version of Kyle Kulinski, brown hair, was not consumed by the far left. A couple of days ago, I did a live stream reacting to Charlie Kirk debating Kyle Kulinski. I'm doing good. What's the latest? Charlie Kirk was not. Kyle Kulinski agreed with some part of capitalism, some part of free markets, but the blonde hair version of Kyle Kulinski does not agree with some part of capitalism, some part of free markets. Yeah, thank you. So now the woke right and the woke left are people who are anti-Israel. Now the woke right in particular, they're the one who glorify Adolf Hitler, who vibe to Kanye West song. Hello Pixel Storm Gaming. So these are the woke right, the Groypers, Nick Fuentes, Tucker, Nick Fuentes, Myron Gaines, Sneeko. They are part of the woke right, and even Candace Owens. So my topic is what's the latest? My topic is far left versus far right and woke left. Now, people that want to say not all people who are critical of this of not all people who are critical of Israel are anti-Semitic. Myron Gaines, for example, you can say he's anti-Semitic because he engaged in anti-Semitic behavior. But so, but Anna Kasparian and Zenk Huger, I don't think they're anti-Semitic. They're very critical of the state of Israel, the country Israel. What I will also say is the left tend not to engage in anti-Semitic behavior compare in comparison to the woke right. The woke left tend to not engage in anti-Semitic behavior. I don't see Kyle Kalinske engage in anti-Semitic behavior, even though he's critical of Israel. I don't see Anna Kasparian or Zenk Huger. And I don't even see even Kim Iverson engaged in anti-Semitic behavior. Okay. So, yesterday, on that live stream that I deleted, I also talked about Dr. Fauci. Dr. Fauci, um, people call for his arrest. I don't think Dr. Fauci will be arrested because Dr. Fauci was pardoned by Biden. Just like Hunter Biden was pardoned by Biden. He also cannot be arrested and prosecuted for the crime he did in Ukraine, the dirty business dealing he was doing in Ukraine. Why I look lost? I'm thinking Dr. Dan Carson. I don't look lost. When I give my definition of the woke right and the woke left, I'm just thinking. So the woke right and the woke left, they're just the anti-Israel crowd. But the woke right intend to engage in anti-Semitic behavior in comparison to the woke left. Like throwing Roman salute, doing the Jewish dance, vibing to Kanye West Heil Hitler song. I'm just thanking Dr. Dan Carson. I also said on my deleted live stream, I fear more people who are consumed by the far left than people who are consumed by the far right. Because I witnessed Charlie Kirk public assassination. Okay. So let's see. Okay. So Okay, so Cinema Shogun tweeted. So now let's talk about Candace Owens. So Cinema Shogun said Candace Owens claims she felt Charlie Kirk's presence and say it feels like they're on tour again. She reassured her fans that Charlie is on their side and that they're lucky to have his big energy on their side, helping them fight against his wife and kids and everything that he loved. She says she laughs every morning when she sees his name trending because of her fake conspiracy and brags about how she's been making all of Charlie's friends and family lives miserable with her antics. So let's play the clip.
Thank you back to you guys as well, because I wasn't in a good place last year. I wasn't in a good place in Q1 of this year. I'm now in a good place. And I also just feel, if we're allowed to feel, I just feel
67, I said 67. 67 Julie Lado.
Charlie's presence now. It's like we're on one more tour, like one more fight. Like we're just hitting the ground again right now. I know he's on our side, I guess is what I'm saying. And that energy of Charlie was just so big and so bright that we're very lucky that we have him on our side. We want to be up against him, that's for sure. So, yeah, they couldn't cage him. You know, I wake up and
Thank you, Julie Lado.
to see every trend dedicated.
I got a haircut yesterday. So
To Charlie in the news and people discussing it. And I just laugh at the idiot fools who thought they were just going to end the Charlie Kirk story at a memorial convention, which was effectively thrown like it was a concert. And now those people.
The part that I agree with Candace Owens is when she said Charlie Kirk Memorial felt like a WWE event because there was spiral technique and Erika Kirk had like a WWE interest. That's the part that I agree with Candace Owens on.
People who were so happy at the memorial event, clinking glasses thereafter, are very bitter and very angry, and somehow not in the immediate aftermath they weren't angry. Now they're very angry. I wonder why that is.
Okay, so this is the clip I just played. And anyone in the chat, if my audio is bad, let me know, okay? Because I don't want to find out after I end the stream, my audio is bad and then I have to delete the stream again. I have to delete because yesterday when I did my live stream, in the last 20 minutes of my stream, I could not hear myself when I watched the replay of my live stream.
Thank you, back to you.
Okay. So, let's see. So Charles Tabansi, there's a YouTuber that goes by Charles Tabansi. He said the Lakers will have a better record than the Sixers next season. Watch. Yes. I actually do not disagree with Charles Tabansi. The Lakers are going to be better. Yeah, the Lakers will have a better record than the Sixers. The Sixers are going to be a disaster with with LeBron. No. The Sixers will be a disaster with LeBron. Excuse me. So here.
I think Philly fans, y'all think, oh, so you got all these people out here twerking it up for the Sixers. I seen LaShawn McCoy. Oh man, this is the greatest starting lineup of all time, and blah 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 blah. You got hating ass LeBron fans talking about, oh man, the Lakers are cooked. The Lakers are cooked, and blah 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 blah. So I'm gonna say it right now. By the end of next season, the Los Angeles Lakers will have a better record than the Philadelphia 76ers. Let me say that one more time for the people in the back. By the end of next season, the LA Lakers will have a better regular season record than the Philadelphia 76ers. I think Philly fans, y'all need to get ready because it's going to be a whole bunch of drama for y'all next season. I'm telling y'all. You seen the Beach Boys, they rolling out there to Slovenia or whatever it is for 4 days. The vibes didn't change, man. I told y'all. They was waiting for LeBron to leave so they could have a good time. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, I think the Lakers are going to have a good time. Now that LeBron is out of here. And it will be funny if in 2 years the Sixers does not win an NBA championship. So there's an account user that goes by Tricia Brooks. She said she has an AI generated image of Charlie Kirk in heaven saying, "Go Candace." So here.
Go Candace. Yeah. Woo. Go Candace.
Okay, so here. Okay. Okay. Okay, so let's see what we got. So MAGA and Grace tweeted 15 hours ago, "I'm happy to announce that after 1.5 of Trump in charge, I still don't regret voting for him." Okay. Trump makes things difficult because like I said many times, the left, they're easy to beat. It's easy to dunk on a lot of these progressive and liberals on debate. The reason why a lot of left winger don't go on Piers Morgan is because they can't debate. Now, Ben Shapiro, I agree with him that he stopped going on Piers Morgan's show because he did not like that Piers Morgan brought Nick Fuentes once. But most of the people that don't go on Piers Morgan is they can't debate. Okay. So King of X tweeted, Candace Owens literally built a multi-million-dollar business dancing on Charlie's grave. So this is his AI generated tweet of Candace Owens in 2085. So here. So this is King of X AI generated tweet of Candace Owens in 2085. The next episode, 99,999, will be explosive. Keep watching my show. Yeah. I only watch a show like once in a while. In the last month, the one episode where I watched was when she was covering that bombshell article of Erika Kirk allegedly calling her the B word. Hello, Pecky Lecky. So that's the that's the first time like in like month that I watched Candace Owens show when she covered that Daily Mail article of Erika Kirk calling her the B word behind closed door. I'm doing good, Pecky Lecky. So for me, I don't really need to subscribe to certain YouTubers to keep up with their show. For example, I don't need to subscribe to Candace Owens to keep up with her show because she does one live stream per day. In my timeline, she goes live at 4 o'clock p.m. on Monday through Friday. So it is easy for me to keep up with her without even subscribing to our channel. But like I said, I rarely watch a show. I only watch a show once in a while or once in a month. But her Charlie Kirk investigation is not even worth watching. Like Jeremy Boring said, she bring a lot of false accusation with no evidence. And I agree with Jeremy Boring. Okay, Brent tweeted, Candace continued to embarrass herself. She's going to have a hard next week. By the way, Graham is led to do, you know what, whatever. Okay, so Fox News tweeted, President Trump takes a moment to appreciate Camp David before kicking off an historic cabinet meeting. For the first time ever, cameras are allowed inside cabinet meeting at the presidential retreat, giving the public a rare look at one of the country's most private locations. The last visit with Eisenhower, where they allowed you onto the actual campus, but never until this room. Trump said before heading, we have done a lot to open cabinet meetings. He called his cabinet one of the most talented teams ever to serve the United States. So let's play the clip.
The last visit was with Eisenhower, where they allowed you onto the actual campus. And it's a long time ago, but never into this room. I want to thank all of you for being here. And again, this is a cabinet meeting. It's open. We have done a lot of open cabinet meetings, and I feel it works out very well. Everybody can ask certain questions. We'll let you talk about certain things we can't answer because they're ongoing and very important. But this is one of the most talented teams ever to serve the United States and the United States government. The last.
Okay. So, and then 19 hours ago, Fox News tweeted, President Trump demands restitution for victims of government weaponization under the Biden administration, pointing out that lives have been destroyed by political prosecutions. I would say that's Trump lives that has been destroyed by political prosecution because they were going after him. There's essentially never been a group of people treated so badly as there's people as these people. And this fund was not for me. This fund was for those people that have been weaponized, that have been abused. I think that there's a group of people in this country history will show that we're treated like nobody else has been treated so badly, so horribly. People that were very successful, that wanted to go to a rally or an event and ended up spending the rest of their lives in horror. So let's see.
Mr. President, you said this morning on Truth Social that victims of government abuse should be paid back.
Yeah.
Even if it's not the anti-weaponization fund, would you still want the acting attorney general to find a new way to do that?
Weaponization against large numbers of people in our country by the Biden administration and by Obama, but by the Biden administration in particular in this case. But large numbers of people, their lives have been ruined, they've been destroyed, families have been, decimated. They've gone to prison for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah. He's talking about January 6th. Okay. So I know what Trump is talking about. So he wants to do a restitution for victim of government weaponization under the Biden administration. Okay, he's probably talking about the people who stormed the U.S. Capitol on January 6th. That's my assumption.
There's never been a group of people, most likely, I can think of a couple that were treated pretty badly, groups, but there's essentially never been a group of people treated so badly as these people. And this fund was not for me. This fund was for those people that have been weaponized, that have been abused. Now, I was abused. They attacked my house, Mar-a-Lago, where I live. And, big damages should have been given to me. I don't want anything. I'm not talking about myself. I think that there's a group of people in this country, history will show, that were treated like nobody else has ever been treated. So badly, so horribly. Their families have been ruined. Many suicides have committed suicide.
Yeah, I don't know I think he's talking about January 6th. I don't know how people's life were ruined under Biden. Either he's talking about January 6th or he's talking about vaccine mandates.
People that were very successful that wanted to go to a rally or an event and ended up spending the rest of their lives in horror.
Okay, so either he's talking about January 6th or he's talking about people couldn't do certain things because they were required to take the COVID-19 vaccine. So it's either one of those things. Okay. Okay, so Fox News said the Democratic Party radical shift to the far left is becoming harder to ignore. A new poll found that 66% of Democratic Socialists signaled they are extremely motivated to vote this year compared to 57% for other Democrats. 34% of those who lean Democrat now identify as Democratic Socialists, according to the new CNN poll. The survey also found that these voters tend to be younger, white, and earn less than $100,000 a year. 59% of Democratic Socialists identifying respondents were younger than 45, while 57% were white. Okay. Democratic Socialists. Okay. People being consumed by the far left. Okay. So Bill Mitchell tweeted an hour ago, I have the simple solution. Outlaw polling. What purpose does it ever? Imagine how much turnout would increase if everyone thought their candidate had a shot on election day. Okay. That's Bill Mitchell. So Brita tweeted something interesting 2 hours ago. She said, isn't it crazy how every man who stands up to Candace is suddenly a closeted gay or a suspect in Charlie Kirk assassination? Okay. Graham, why don't you decide to dedicate your time responding to the gay man? Okay, you know what? I'm not even going to read this. Okay, come on, come on, come on, come on. Kiss the wall, kiss the wall. Da, da, da. Do the shot. Do the shot. Never mind. I'm not gonna play that now. Okay, so Gunther Eagerman said, have you noticed that Democrats destroy everything they touch? Yes. I agree with that tweet. Democrats destroy everything they touch. Biden destroyed the reason why Biden lost, was not able to win re-election is because he overturned Trump border policy remain in Mexico. If Biden did not do that, Biden would have won. The Democrat would not have forced him to drop out, and he would have won re-election, and Trump would have been in prison. Because if Biden had not overturned Trump remain in Mexico policy, Trump will have nothing to run on. So I do agree with Gunther Eagerman tweet when he said, Democrats destroy everything they touch. They destroy the border. They destroy Trump border policy. So, do not let yourself, okay, so now we're switching to far left. Do not let yourself be consumed by the far left. Because if you let yourself be consumed by the far left, it's going to make you want to kill people it's going to make you want to kill someone you disagree with. Reject the far left and the far right as well. But I view the far left more dangerous than the far right because I witnessed Charlie Kirk assassination. And then people celebrated it. Okay, Overton tweeted, socialist candidate Francesca Hong now has a 96% chance of becoming the Democrat nominee for governor in Wisconsin. Hong was sitting at just 41% hard last month. Wow. Even CNN is sounding the alarm that the socialists are no longer contained to urban areas like New York City. What do we see? You know, we've seen those democratic socialists really thrive in big urban areas, right? New York, Pennsylvania, you go out to Colorado. Well, it's no longer just in the urban areas anymore, at least according to Kashi prediction markets. We got a Wisconsin Democratic primary going on. We got Hong, who is running, who is now, in my opinion, the clear favorite to win the Democratic nomination. She's a Democratic socialist. Her chances are up like a rocket's. On June 30th, it was just 41%. Now a 96% chance to be the Democratic nominee in Wisconsin. A Democratic socialist, according to the Cauchy prediction market. So this is not just happening now in New York, Philadelphia, Denver. It looks to me like it's going to happen in a place like Wisconsin, which is, of course, a very purple state. This is only going to accelerate. Wisconsin, for me, Wisconsin was a red state in 2016 and 2020 and then 2024 because I think the 2020 election was stolen. Trump should have won Wisconsin in 2020. So I don't view it as a purple state. I view it as a red state in the last three elections, 2016, 2020, and 2024. 2020, Trump should have won Wisconsin. But there was the pandemic that effed up the election process. Okay, so let's see what Harry Hilton has to say.
What do we see? You know, we've seen those Democratic socialists really thrive in big urban areas, right? New York, Pennsylvania, you go out to Colorado. Well, it's no longer just in the urban areas anymore, at least according to the Cauchy prediction markets. We got a Wisconsin Democratic primary going on. We got Hong, who is running, who is now, in my opinion, the clear favorite to win that Democratic nomination. She's a Democratic socialist. Her chances up like a rocket. On June 30th, it was just 41%. Now a 96% chance to be the Democratic nominee in Wisconsin, a Democratic socialist according to the Cauchy prediction markets. So this is not just happening now in New York, Philadelphia, Denver. It looks to me like it's going to be happening in a place like Wisconsin, which of course is a very purple state. What do we see? You know, we've seen those Democratic socialists.
Okay. Dang. 96% on getting the Democratic nomination for governor of Wisconsin. Okay. No, to be the Democratic governor nominee, because after you get the nominee, you have to run for the election. Okay. Stop the swamp. So, Fox News tweeted 10 hours ago, a House GOP proposal will bar Dr. Anthony Fauci from working for the federal government again after his dramatic hearing on Capitol Hill this week. Yeah, Dr. Fauci had a dramatic hearing where he just played the fifth when Senator asked him questions. Congressman Rich McCormick Stop the Swamp Act targets officials who withhold information from Congress. The bill would bar anyone from federal employment if they refuse to answer certain questions for federal lawmakers or are convicted of perjury. I don't think Fauci is going to go back working for the government because he took his retirement in 2020, 2021. I don't think he's going to go back working for the government. I think he's just going to continue being a professor. I think this is what he's doing right now. What is Fauci doing right now? I think he's a professor at a university. So what is Fauci doing right now? What is his job? Okay, so Dr. Fauci is a professor at a university. So he's a professor, he's a distinguished university professor at Georgetown University. He joined the university faculty in July. So like I was saying, so Fauci is a professor at a university in Virginia. So he joined the university in July 2023 after stepping down from his 54 years career in public service. So I don't think Fauci will go back and work for the government. So whether they pass the bill that's going to bar him from potentially returning working for the government, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so Natalie Jean Beisner said, so the Democrat Senate candidate in Maine who replaced disgraced candidate Graham Plattner apparently had multiple kids with his second cousin. They share a set of grandparents. Enough is enough. No more Democrat Senate hopeful in the state of Maine. I'm cutting you guys off. Privilege revokes. I mean, she left the Democratic Party. She became like a, when did Natalie Jean Beisner become Jean Beisner? So Natalie Jean Beisner became a conservative in 2020. So she left the Democratic Party that year after reevaluating her political view due to government shutdown and the political response to the COVID-19 pandemic and the BLM protest. So she left the Democratic Party either way. So she identified herself as a Republican, a conservative, and so forth. So Graham Plattner was the guy with the Nazi tattoo who was accused of rape by one of his ex-girlfriends, who also killed civilian when he was in the military. That's what I heard from YouTubers like Bad and Panada. Okay. So I will do one more tweet and then I'm just going to end the stream. So Gunther Eagerman said, Bill Maher just quit the Democrat. Even the liberal comedian is done. I'm not voting for anyone who thinks the wrong side won the Cold War or cheers for the Intifada like it's the World Cup. When Bill Maher say your party went full commies, it's over. Yes, they went. They need to reject the extreme part of the Democratic Party, the far left. So let's listen to Bill Maher.
And finally, no, Donald Trump has told 1 trillion lies, but when he says the Democratic Socialists of America are actually communists, that's not one of them. And it's not hard to prove it, just by quoting the DSA and their candidates. It gives me no pleasure to have to do this. I'd much rather keep going the good vibes from my summer vacation. I had an awesome one, by the way. I totally got a girlfriend at Bible camp. However, right before we left, Vice President J.D. Vance was on the show, and I told him that if the Democratic Party keeps going in the direction of the DSA, my vote was in play. And all I heard all vacation was, oh my God, you're a Republican now. No, that's not what I said. I said in play. And here's why. Because not a week goes by where I don't read about some newly chosen, exciting new face in the Democratic Party. And then when that face opens its mouth, the Communist Manifesto or some other crazy shit comes out. Again, let's just read the quotes. The DSA platform says you work as much as you are able and no more than needed. If that was any closer to Karl Marx's dictum from each according to his abilities to each according to his needs, they'd be sued for plagiarism. Not to leave any doubt, New York Mayor Mondani once tweeted Karl Marx's words exactly. They're not trying to hide it. Their most popular influencer, Hassan Piker, thinks communism is so groovy. He laments the fall of the two of the most murderous regimes in history, the Soviet Union and Chairman Mao's China. Mondani's aide, his top aide, Sia Weaver, said if you don't, and last month, on to,
Okay, so I'm just going to end the stream now. Okay.